I was a latchkey kid, a hatchet and a bib. Hide and seek, can't compete with the places I done hid. The faces I done hid, disgraceful shit I did. The places I done lived. I was a latchkey kid. I was a latchkey kid, a hatchet and a bib. Hide and seek, can't compete with the places I done hid. The faces I done hid, disgraceful shit I did. The places I done lived. I was a latchkey kid. The thrill and the despair of a penny more or less. Can he resist, be pissed, and yet still exist? Fresh at his best, he was a kid who didn't care about the cadence. Blessed, but nonetheless, he ended up jaded. Moved out west, where we can always stay faded. Stressed the world, shaky played it, made it San Andreas. They pay us more, but then again, our rent is through the roof. We stay behind closed doors, all friends, but still aloof. To be friendly, he needs proof you aren't capable of damaging his fragile sense of reality. Yeah, he's still managing, planning his next move amidst them voices minus faces. Standing in a groove, pissed, his choices are all he chases. Been Mason kissed from trash bins to hilltops. Winter air never cared, but his lair is where the bass pops. Splintering is like those years that he's missing, but lives on with his peers and his weird reminiscing about this thing or that. Like all those old memories when you didn't have his back. Blistering this track with the effigies releasing exactly what'll crack. Fuck a book. Actually, this life's an open track. Open up his anatomy and scatter him to the wind. Battering the casualties, splattering within. Battling the sin of never letting anyone in the world even slightly know who he really is. I was a latchkey kid, a hatchet and a bib. Hide and seek, can't compete with the places I done hid. The faces I done hid, disgraceful shit I did. The places I done lived. I was a latchkey kid. I was a latchkey kid, a hatchet and a bib. Hide and seek, can't compete with the places I done hid. The faces I done hid, disgraceful shit I did. The places I done lived. I was a latchkey kid.
Out west, where we can always stay faded.
Some people strive to be the richest man alive. Some people shoot to be the sickest in their group. Some will even grow up waiting for that day to blow up. And some are on a mission to make all the girlies listen. But I knew this one kid who was driven by a vision. Let me start this from the past. He was the smartest in his class, a good-hearted kid that departed way too fast. The youngest out of three with plenty of history. A natural-born athlete who lived in a trash heap. A troubled youth nuisance that grew up at max speed. A latchkey kid who never exactly fit, with plenty of discipline, but perhaps he missed his parents' presence since age 7 through his adolescence. He weathered out the storm, cleaned the filthiest of messes. Guiltier than Texas, he just needed some attention. And the sexual tensions took over mind and body. All he really cared about was dope rhymes and parties. He used to bump all the native tongue family shit. They were the greatest ones, he knew this had to be it. From the valley to the coast to Los Angelinos. Mostly grew up with Mexicans and Filipinos. Plenty of acquaintances, made connects with good people. You might think I'm wrapped up with myself, but here's the truth. If you feel what I'm saying, then this one is for you.
I was a latchkey kid, a hatchet and a bib. Hide and seek, can't compete with the places I done hid. The faces I done hid, disgraceful shit I did. The places I done lived. I was a latchkey kid.
Spit these raps you live, give and take and making names, meeting problems in discourse, all sorts in a bin. Fringe of society, romanticizing on his planes, brings flowers, steady kisses, beat gets met with stings. Lonely and outcast, basking in his own set, stoning and outcast, soon became his rep. Broken from past times, then came the white lines, fat size, biggest reps were his own lies. Trapezoid losers and decathlon guys, fried out strangers and some loose lip hair pie. Supply and demand, yeah, he played that game straight, chose a hoodie and baggies he done slang. Plain and simple, showing dimples at raves. Jungle music, drug abuse until the break of day. Sleeping little, parting grips and acting the fool. Back in the window before it was time for school. Got the tools to slip through, gained from his youth. Made it cool to diss dudes, express it in the booth. Boom bap attractions, beats and satisfaction. Diction he practiced, raps his distraction. A fraction of his life spent on something he loved. Pubs and homies, then back to production above. All else that he seemed to spend time upon. Ripping tracks, kicking facts till all the rhymes were gone.
I was a latchkey kid, a hatchet and a bib. Hide and seek, can't compete with the places I done hid. The faces I done hid, disgraceful shit I did. The places I done lived. I was a latchkey kid. I was a latchkey kid, a hatchet and a bib. Hide and seek, can't compete with the places I done hid. The faces I done hid, disgraceful shit I did. The places I done lived. I was a latchkey kid. Lost it, it was tossed to the breeze. calling on himself to get up off of his knees and try to see the plot, rotting for what it's worth. It's not that he don't got things, he can't get them to work. Bird shit on his shirt, yeah, it's that kind of hurt. Not the be all end all, 6 steep feet of dirt kind of ending, but bending his forge and sending his psyche to menstruate with whores. Then senses aboard, filtering out the shatter. Lenses is sore from the billowing clouds gathered about his headspace. Rent late, if that at all. From grace bent rays to the sun, replay the fall. All alone, sometimes that fact seems so tangible. No matter how far he stretches, he can't reach his hand to you. It's hard to tell if it's because he can't reach that far, or if it's because you refuse to repeat the gesture. Or I guess you all just living life like you're supposed to, and he's probably just reading too much into the posters. But honestly, he feels alone a lot of the times. He can't tell if it's real or if it's just in his mind. He's desperately trying to come to some conclusions here. He can't go in today because of these delusions, dear. I guess by now he should have become used to this hatchery, because he grew up seemingly reduced to a latchkey.